We talk about celebrity cancellations a lot on the channel, but sometimes celebrities don't just get cancelled, they lose almost everything in their lives as a result of a really bad scandal. And at number 10, Josh Duggar. This year, Josh Duggar was found guilty and will be sentenced to jail for his heinous crimes. And not only is his career gone, but his entire family has turned their back on him, rightfully so. As of now, he's not been given a sentence, but he's facing up to 40 years in prison. The former reality TV star, known as a sibling on the show 19 Kids and Counting, was sentenced and will be charged in Arkansas. I can't exactly tell you what his charges are because they are truly that terrible, but he was charged with receiving and possessing illegal content of minors. After the guilty verdict, Duggar's lawyers said that they intend to appeal it, which I hope does not get accepted. Duggar has since been taken into custody, but his sentence has not been determined. Since the guilty verdict, Josh's sister, Jana Duggar, has also been arrested on similar charges. And at number 9, Gary Busey. Gary Busey was exposed this year for being in financial ruin. He's essentially bankrupt and owes the government thousands of dollars in unpaid taxes. Thankfully, his legal battle has determined that he will not have to pay creditors that have been pushing him for payment, which amounted to roughly $57,000. He also got to keep $26,000 worth of assets. However, Busey will still have to pay the roughly $450,000 that he owes to state and federal taxes, as they are not taken away in bankruptcy cases. Busey told TMZ about going broke, quote, "When you have too much, it's a good feeling to let go. My new hobby is just breaking even." And at number 8, Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin's career is on the verge of being over after he accidentally shot 2 people on the set of the movie Rust, killing cinematographer Helena Hutchins. Following the tragedy, the movie has been trying to piece together what exactly happened to cause this to occur. Blame has been placed on the assistant director, along with the armorer, but it seems that the set was full of safety concerns almost as soon as it started, and it was later discovered that other cast and crew members walked off the set before the shooting because of safety issues. As of now, the movie itself and Alec Baldwin are being sued by a number of parties. It's difficult to say how at fault he was in the situation, but at the end of the day, he is the one that fired the bullet, and until things are sorted out, he should not work on another project again. Although now he is claiming that he didn't even pull the trigger, which some people are debating. And at number 7, R. Kelly. I've avoided talking about R. Kelly for as long as possible on the channel because his crimes are so terrible they're hard to talk about. But after years of being in court battles, on September 27th of 2021, R. Kelly was officially found guilty on 9 charges, including charges of kidnapping, bribery, and many counts of exploitation. Kelly will remain in custody pending sentencing, which was set for May 4th of 2022. For decades, people have been coming forward against the rapper and his incredibly problematic behavior, especially towards women. Some even claim he ran a cult, where other men along with Kelly would take advantage of women in a vulnerable state. As of now, he's facing decades behind bars and is entirely blacklisted from the industry. And at number 6, Erika Jayne. Erika Jayne truly had it all. She was filthy rich, had a loving husband, and a phenomenal career as a real housewife. But that all came crumbling down this year when she filed for divorce from her husband, and it was exposed that her entire life was basically a fraud. Erika's husband was all-star attorney Tom Girardi, known from the Aaron Brockovich case. But then police and lawyers got involved, and it was exposed that Tom was a fraud and achieved their lavish lifestyle from stealing from his clients. The fact that Tom represented orphans and widows made things even worse, as he was stealing from people that really needed the money. Erika is now being sued left, right, and center, and she might even be facing jail time. She spent the entire season of the show fielding accusations about her involvement, but over time the fans and fellow cast members have turned on her. As of now, she's basically alone, fighting off lawsuits and criticism on the internet, and the fans of the show have definitely turned on her after the last reunion. Halfway number 5, Travis Scott. Following the tragic Astroworld Festival, it will be shocking if Travis Scott continues to have a career. At first, it looked like Kylie Jenner might be leaving him following the incident, however she's apparently standing by him ahead of their second child's birth. But fans are speculating this could be all for show, and Kylie just might leave him after the birth. It's clear that Travis is taking no responsibility for the festival that took the lives of 10 concert goers and injured hundreds of others, as he recently said he was not responsible whatsoever in his interview with Charlemagne, and claimed that he didn't know of anything that was happening. As of now, Travis is looking at billions of dollars worth of lawsuits, so at the very least he will be going broke following the tragedy. After the festival, fans realized this problematic behavior was not a one-off, and Travis had encouraged rowdy and dangerous behavior multiple times in the past. This has caused a lot of longtime fans to turn on him. And at number 4, Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett was best known for his role on Empire at the time of his scandal, although he wasn't a household name. But his fame exploded to new heights when he alleged that 2 white men who were wearing MAGA hats attacked him, shouting racist and homophobic slurs. The whole world supported him, and he became somewhat of a figure against racial hate. until it was revealed that it was all a lie and he actually paid 2 men to attack him. After he was exposed, he was served several lawsuits from the city themselves for faking a police report and wasting the city's time. On February 11th of 2020, Smollett was charged by a Cook County grand jury on 6 counts pertaining to making 4 false police reports, and he was of course blacklisted from the industry. He was just found guilty of his crimes and will be serving time behind bars, so his career and everything he's worked for is now gone over a stupid lie. In at number 3, Jen Shah. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City just seems to be getting better and better, and the drama with cast member Jen Shah is not going anywhere anytime soon. Weeks ago we saw Jen get arrested during the show. Now we get to see Jen fighting for her freedom. Shah was arrested by the feds on March 30th of 2021 for allegedly ripping off elderly people in a telemarketing scam. She's facing charges of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering, with a max sentence of 30 years in prison if found guilty. Initially it seemed that Jen was tipped off that the cops were coming for her, and that's why she suddenly left the planned trip. But now she's claimed that she's completely innocent and the cops have gone after her for no reason. But the cops just don't choose someone to investigate for months and then arrest in a sting operation, so clearly they have some serious dirt on her that might put her behind bars. And at number 2, Chris Harrison. Before his huge scandal, Chris Harrison was known as the legendary host of the Bachelor franchise, but he was caught up in a major scandal in 2021 after contestant Rachel Kirkconnell was exposed for racially insensitive actions. In the midst of this, Harrison took part in an interview with fellow Bachelorette Rachel Lindsay, where he spoke about this scandal. During that interview, Harrison was very aggressive towards Rachel Lindsay and defended Kirkconnell for seemingly no reason. One of Harrison's controversial statements included, quote, "I've heard a lot of, I think she should, I think he should. Who the hell are you? Who are you to demand that?" People found his comments to be insensitive, and many said he was too quick to defend a contestant accused of racist actions. Chris ended up apologizing but was later cut entirely from the franchise, which was a huge deal to the Bachelor fans. And finally at number 1, Zayn Malik. Zayn Malik and Gigi Hadid were one of the hottest couples in Hollywood during their on and off again relationship. The pair even had a child together named Kai, but that was all taken away from him after reports that he got physical with his mother-in-law Yolanda Hadid. According to an insider, quote, "Gigi and Zayn had a very destructive relationship when they were together romantically. According to a lawsuit, Zayn, quote, shoved Yolanda into a dresser, causing mental anguish and physical pain, after calling Yolanda a, quote, effing Dutch slut. At the time of the altercation, Gigi was not home, but she came back immediately from Paris Fashion Week to deal with the situation." Zayn pled no contest to the charges, but later said in a statement that he adamantly denied Yolanda's claims. The pair have now split for good and are fighting for custody of their daughter, along with Zayn and Yolanda fighting in lawsuits. So that's all for the list. Let me know your thoughts below. Before I go, I'm going to shout out some comments from top 10 celebrities who were cancelled in 2021. Lars Souza said, "I'm still not over what happened at Travis Scott's festival. It was brutal. I just can't even believe that happened. Like, so many crazy things happened this year, big huge scandals where people lost their lives, and that isn't really common with scandals. They're usually just, mindless scandals, but this is like really serious, people losing their lives, and I really hope these victims get justice." Then Bobby said, "I don't give an F, Matt Damon fan for life." Yeah, I'm not sure we should be, canceling Matt Damon. I think he deserved a temporary, slap on the wrist, because that was a ridiculous thing to say and he needed to know not to be doing that again, but yeah, I think he's gonna be just fine. Then Shanine said, "I want to know how and why Sia is cancelled for portraying autism by a non-autistic person, but Rain Man is still popular, as Dustin Hoffman portrayed an autistic person and he clearly does not have autism. How does that work?" Yeah, I think another comment below said it's just because I think Sia's film was done just so badly and just so offensively, whereas I assume, or even I've never seen it, is a much more tasteful film. Then Bad Kitty said, "Wow, I got a shout out, that's so sweet, thanks Mackenzie. Anytime, if you guys leave a comment below, I will most likely shout it out if it's a good and interesting comment." Alright guys, that's all for the video. I've been your host Mackenzie Smith, and I'll catch you in the next one.